One man once dictated the entire world's flow of riches. The Great Silk Road was his personal ledger. This was not a king nor an emperor, but a merchant, a shadowy figure whose influence stretched across 4,000 miles of harsh deserts and towering mountains. His network reached from the bustling markets of Xi'an in the east to the Mediterranean's salty shores in the west. Every silk bolt, every spice pouch, every precious jewel felt his silent hand. This was the reality of Samarkand, a city of legendary wealth and unbelievable power. It was truly the heart of global commerce for over 1,500 years. Imagine Samarkand in the 13th century, a city bursting with 100,000 souls, or perhaps even more. Its gates saw thousands of caravans each year. Each caravan carried goods worth fortunes beyond measure. There were fine Chinese silks woven with intricate patterns. There were rare Indian spices like black pepper and cinnamon. Persian rugs with their vibrant dyes were traded alongside jade and porcelain. Gold and silver flowed like rivers through its bazaars. The merchant king knew every price, every deal. He understood the demand for indigo from Bengal or the need for horses from Fergana. He controlled the routes. He owned the warehouses. He even influenced local rulers and their many decisions. 1/10 of all trade passing through Samarkand could be his, perhaps even 1/5. His wealth would rival many kingdoms. This merchant dictated which caravans were safe to travel the northern route through Tashkent or the southern passage past Termez. He determined the taxes collected at various checkpoints. He knew the best places to buy and sell. He had agents in every major city. They spoke dozens of languages. They handled hundreds of different currencies. Samarkand itself boasted 12 grand gates. Each gate saw continuous traffic of traders, artisans, and travelers. Within its walls, you would find scores of workshops. Paper makers worked tirelessly. Textile weavers created masterpieces. Metalsmiths forged tools and ornaments. Water was supplied by an elaborate network of canals. The fertile Zarafshan River Valley supported vast agriculture. It fed a hungry population and many hungry camels. His reach meant he could manipulate markets across 3 continents. A shortage in Damascus could be his opportunity. A bumper crop in Bukhara meant a shift in prices. He funded expeditions. He managed risks. Banditry was a constant threat on the long journeys. He employed his own guards. He paid protection money when necessary. He understood the subtle art of diplomacy. His word could open new markets or close old ones. The value of lapis lazuli from Afghanistan or emeralds from Bactria was often set by his decree. He knew the cost of travel. He knew the time it took. Caravans could take months, sometimes 6 months for a round trip. Each camel carried hundreds of pounds of goods. Thousands of camels formed these massive trains. This was a colossal logistical puzzle. He solved it. He profited immensely from it. His influence shaped not just trade, but cultures, ideas, beliefs, and technologies spread through his networks. Samarkand was more than just a city. It was an economic empire, and one man stood at its invisible helm. Kingdoms rose and fell, yet his empire stood strong. The merchant king of Samarkand. He built a system of invisible control, one that spread across 4,000 miles of ancient trade routes. His vast network stretched from the Caspian Sea to the Gobi Desert. He moved goods worth hundreds of thousands of gold dinars each year. This was no simple trade. It was a finely tuned machine. His agents numbered in the thousands. They operated in 100 cities. From Antioch to Xi'an, they gathered market intelligence. They reported on crop failures and political unrest. This information was power. He understood the risks of every journey. Desert bandits were a constant threat. Mountain passes could be deadly. He employed private armies. 200 elite guards protected his most valuable caravans. They rode with hundreds of armed men on every major route. Protection was expensive. He paid local warlords to ensure safe passage. Sometimes this cost him 10,000 silver dirhams for one single trip. Other times, he offered gifts. Precious silks or rare spices kept the peace. His word carried weight. His financial reach was immense. He provided loans to lesser traders. The interest often reached 20% or more. This secured loyalty. It also created dependence. He managed a complex system of credit notes. These were accepted across 3 continents. Gold and silver coins were heavy. His paper credit was light. He knew the value of every single one of the 100 different currencies traded. His money changers were experts. They handled millions of coins daily. Samarkand was his beating heart. 12 massive gates saw caravans every hour. Inside the city, thousands worked in his service. Potters, weavers, blacksmiths, even jewelers all contributed. Its grand central market buzzed with millions of transactions. 1,500 years of commerce flowed through his vision. Water flowed through ancient canals. These stretched for miles, providing life. He ensured the city's prosperity and his own. He controlled the flow of goods. He controlled the flow of information. He was the master of his known world. His influence was felt by every soul on the Silk Road. His name might be lost to time, but his methods shaped history. Thousands died on this road every single year. The Merchant King system aimed to cut those numbers. Life along the Silk Road was a hard grind. One caravan could have 100 camels carrying over 50,000 pounds of goods. And those animals needed 200 pounds of water daily in the deserts. Travelers often faced journeys lasting 300 days. From Samarkand to Antioch alone took more than 100 days. You would stop at 551 known caravanserais, each offering food and shelter for a few copper coins. Many were staffed by the king's men. They watched everyone. The desert stretched for hundreds of miles. Sandstorms would hit with little warning. Temperatures swung from 110 degrees Fahrenheit during the day to freezing at night. Disease was a silent killer. 1 in 10 travelers would fall sick. Fever and dysentery were common. There were no doctors for thousands of miles. Only folk remedies helped some. Bandits remained a threat despite the king's guards. Small groups operated in shadow. They waited for isolated traders. His security forces patrolled 23 key mountain passes. Each pass could have 30 armed men stationed there. They collected tolls. A camel load of silk could cost you 3 silver dirhams just to cross one pass. And the costs added up. Communication was slow. A message sent from Xi'an took at least 60 days to reach Samarkand. Sometimes it took 120 days. Pigeons were faster, but not always reliable. Thousands worked for this system. Caravan leaders received 10 gold dinars for a successful trip. Porters earned 1 silver dirham each week. Water carriers were vital. They ensured 105 gallons of water for every 20 men. They filled water skins at 110 designated wells. These were maintained by the Merchant King. Different cultures clashed daily. Over 50 languages were spoken. Traders from Persia, China, India, and Rome all met. They bartered for spices, silks, and ceramics. 1 ounce of a rare spice like saffron could trade for its weight in 1 silver dinar. Grain shipments fed entire cities. A single ship on the Indian Ocean route might carry 10,000 bushels of wheat, and the land routes mirrored this volume. Children often traveled with their families. They learned the trade from a young age. Many saw 30 different cities before reaching adulthood. It was a harsh world, but it was their world. People relied on the established routes. Without them, trade would simply stop, and so would their livelihoods. The king's vast wealth came from managing every single one of these complex details. His network touched every life.